Maybe over the last few weeks, you've been able to enjoy some walks in your neighborhood, maybe around your house or maybe walking even through your yard, just getting a chance to sit and to be in nature when it's pretty outside. It seems that we enjoy that more after we've spent a lot of time indoors. We've been enjoying getting outside a little bit and walking around. I've even gone on some runs in our neighborhood, and I'm always reminded of one thing at the end of those runs after I'm good and tired. And it doesn't take me as long to get tired as it does some of you who run all the time. But when I'm coming back up our street, that's when I remember that we live on a hill. It's a slight hill. It's not a very steep grade, but it's continual. So when you've been running a while and then you start trudging up that incline, it really starts to hurt. You can really feel it. You can drive past it and never think about it, but it's different when you're running. You know that feeling of turning a corner and seeing a steep hill, realizing if you're walking, if you're running, maybe if you're riding a bike, that I'm going to have to get up that hill. That can be a really disconcerting feeling. And a few years ago, some students at the University of Virginia were asked to help with a research experiment. 34 of them were taken to the base of a steep hill, and then they were given a weighted backpack to carry. So they're at the base of a steep hill carrying a weighted backpack, and then they were asked to estimate how steep they thought that hill was. Now, here's the catch. Some were asked to estimate how steep that hill was when they were standing by themselves. Others were asked to estimate how steep the hill was when they were standing next to friends. The ones who stood with friends gave a lower estimate of how steep they thought the hill was, and the longer the friends had known each other, the less steep that hill seemed to be. And so Karen Roberto, the director of the experiment, said friendship is an undervalued resource. The way she put it is, the consistent message of these studies is that friends make your life better. If you're looking at something that seems challenging, but you're standing next to a friend, maybe a friend you've known a long time, it doesn't seem quite as challenging. And it's an interesting study, but I think we could probably agree that that's been true in our own lives. It always seems easier to tackle something, a project or a challenge that you're facing in life, when you have someone that you love, that you care about, when you have a friend with you. Here's the way Ecclesiastes 4 puts it, beginning in verse 9. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. For if either of them falls, the one will lift up his companion. But woe to the one who falls when there is not another to lift him up. God has given us the blessing of friendship. Now, of course, the good news of Scripture is that God is the greatest friend we could ever ask for, but it's also a reminder that the friends we have in our lives are blessings God has given us. And maybe what's set before you over these next few days and weeks seems like an incredibly difficult challenge. Maybe it seems like a steep hill to have to deal with whatever changes will come our way in these next few days and weeks. Let me encourage you today to connect with a friend. Give them a phone call, send them a text, something to encourage them. Let them know that you're standing there right beside them. We might not physically be right beside each other at the beginning of a challenge, but we are connected. We're standing with each other. As we do that, that will make the challenges ahead seem a little more manageable. And we know that God will see us through those things. Friends do make our lives better. Let's make sure to encourage one another with friendship today.